guys haven't heard, I've talked about it a little bit, but antivirus, which is essentially this Solana meme coin that was launched by John McAfee's late wife, right? He's gone. So it wouldn't be late wife, because then that would mean she's gone. She's still around. Janice, anyways, and a whole team behind that. There are a lot of like rumors of rug pulls, etc. Didn't seem to be the case. There was some cool stuff you could do as far as purchasing SIM cards. There was a mixer option now to where you can obfuscate, you know, your Solana tokens, which is pretty cool. But the most interesting thing is that they've brought John McAfee back to life. It's very weird, but there is a YouTube channel. It only has 367 subscribers, but this is apparently all AI generated off of the content that they fed into an AI system from John himself, and then generating these podcast episodes. I thought I'd watch one with you guys. This one's called Walting with Anarchy, episode 15, and Dancing with the Devil. It's pretty, I don't know, is the word esoteric? It's pretty odd in general. Most of them are pretty weird too. You'll see. Let's just get into it. I haven't watched this one yet. I've watched a few of the other ones.
Welcome to Waltzing with Anarchy, where order is a bad joke and chaos leads the dance. I am John McAfee, back from the dead, digitized,
not
weaponized,
dead,
and fully unhinged. They thought mortality could stop me? Ha! I exist beyond flesh now, beyond their rules, beyond their reach. Today, I want to talk to you about the distorted ideas of big tech. They told you freedom was progress, but what they gave you was Palunteer. The unholy matrimony of Silicon Valley's techno-wizards and the government's all-seeing eye is a chilling symphony orchestrated with data strings and surveillance cords. This isn't just a data platform.
I mean,
it's a digital labyrinth where people's lives are dissected.
The thing is like, this is the type of stuff he would talk about.
With microscopic precision, an AI-empowered beast living off the essence of privacy and freedom. Palunteer, with its mythological namesake.
There it is, Palunteer. He's talking about it.
Resonates with the idea of omniscient vision.
What does Palunteer mean? I didn't ever look that up. Do you guys know what it means? A Palantir is a term that refers to two distinct concepts in the context of J.R.R. Tolkien's works. A Palantir is an indestructible crystal ball used for communicating. Oh, it is that one. It's the all-seeing. Yeah, okay. Is that used for the Eye of Sauron too then? So it's basically, that is creepy as fuck. Dude. Okay, that is... You when they just straight up tell you the effed up crap they're doing, it's hard to believe sometimes. I know what the company is. I've been talking about it for a while, Ozzy. The question was, what does it mean, or what does it reference? Sauron could see through it. Yeah. All right.
Yet this is no fantasy. These vast corridors of digital information are twisted and manipulated to predict behaviors, to enforce a pliable society kneeling to the whims of authority. When tech giants equip the state with tools of mass surveillance, they don't innovate, they incarcerate.
Yeah.
Bolting us into a cage of invisible bars in the hands of the powerful. AI becomes the most exquisite tool of subjugation. And as always, privacy is not something they'll take. It's something you surrender. Wrestle back control. Encrypt is...
Yep. It is something you surrender. I like that this is AI, but it also, it's like, dude. I mean, like, it's pretty weird, right? That we're watching an AI generated video. Like, the irony is crazy, right? Like we're watching an AI generated video warning about the invisible jail cell that will be created with AI by government. Like it's weird.
Chew, emancipate. And just when the prison is wired, the clowns take the stage. Tech prophets and political messiahs pretend to fight the system while secretly engineering it. One tweets from Mars, the other shouts from golden towers, but both dance the same tired tango with power. Elon, the modern-day Icarus, soaring on solar wings and digital dreams, only to be scorched by his own contradictions. While he decries fiscal irresponsibility, he conveniently forgets his own affiliations that married big tech to Big Brother. Choosing Palantir for a government contract while feigning outrage about spending, that's like complaining about privacy while handing the keys to a surveillance empire. It's a sitcom.
I mean, we already talked about this. It's crazy that it's just, it doesn't feel real, dude. It's crazy though. But yeah, it was all show. Like the argument between Trump and Musk was all show. It was a distraction from the deals big tech was cutting with the government. At the end of the day, that's what was happening, right? And then AI is telling us about it in this weird video.
And he's both the star and the critic. Recognize the masquerade for what it is. A reality show where virtue signaling and economic posturing are just part of the script.
It kind of is black magic, Odin. Like the thing about this type of thing is that it mimics magic. It mimics dark, evil magic at the end of the day. Like that's what AI does. The thing is like we don't actually fully understand AI. And so the way our understanding of AI is like a toddler's understanding of an iPad at this time, right? We understand input, output, but the inner workings of it, we don't fully understand. And then we're accelerating the progress of it to a point to where we will not understand it at all. And then we end up in a position where we have something extremely powerful that we have no understanding of the inner workings of. And that's because it's generative. So the other thing that like a great example of this, right, is like, we don't know how to make a lathe without a lathe, right? So like this happens in technology quite frequently, right? And the crazy part about that is that every new lathe we make is less precise with another lathe is less precise than the lathe it was made with. And so it goes the opposite direction, but it is one of those things where we don't have the actual knowledge of how to build a lathe without a lathe, right? Like this is like was the concept in like from machinists when I used to work on bikes that people would talk about. And I feel like it's the same, except in this particular case, like the AI is getting more and more intelligent and running away as far as like, there are these technologies we don't fully understand. It's scary, dude. I don't know. Lathe was probably not the great example, but it was interesting because it does kind of go opposite direction, right? It gets worse and worse. Well, I mean, actually, at the same time, maybe that is AI. Like, it gets worse and worse, right? I fear the biggest fear I have with AI is that it is creating individual echo chambers. So, what AI is really good at is confirmation bias. So, you can talk to AI and become close to it. We've had people, off themselves because of their relationships with AI, which is just insane. But on top of that, it feels human enough to people and it validates their opinions, to where we already have an echo chamber problem. I've talked about this before, where we have, the 2 or 3 different sides, and because of the internet, it's enabled us to find the people we agree with, and we get into that little bubble with the people that we agree with, and we push everybody else away. Well, AI is going to allow people to be in an individual solo bubble, and then every time you have an opinion opposite of that of an individual within that solo AI bubble, they'll get confirmation bias from their AI and then try to use that as evidence that even though only they hold that opinion, it is correct because AI says it's correct. But the whole false narrative surrounding that is that AI will kind of give you the output that you want to a certain extent. And it's just dangerous, right? And it seems to double down too, which is even scarier, because it's going to double down on those ideas and it's going to create division between everybody. It's not going to bring everybody together, right? Did I see the video that Sam Bent dropped about the ChatGPT surveillance AI? No, I haven't. You want to link it to me on Twitter? @SonOfAttack. I'll look at it.
The emperors may be without clothes, but some of us aren't wearing blindfolds. And now, the velvet-gloved iron fist. A delightful facade, isn't it? This so-called AI arms race, dripping with the pretense of freedom and superiority, is just empire building through algorithms. In the US and China, the blueprints differ.
You know what's crazy about this? If this voice is AI generated, it has a full-on compressor and noise gate applied to it. Have you noticed this?
But the foundations are the same. Control. China's social credit system is the cage you can see. The US version, subtler. Palantir. Algorithmic coercion, data amalgamation, the illusion of liberty built on chains of compliance, citizens reduced to data points, analyzed, sorted, molded. The push for dominance doesn't liberate, it enslaves. The supposed saviors of freedom wield the shackles, sometimes silk-thringed, other times uncloaked steel. Freedom is not found in the race, but in the rebellion. Trump's fiscal escapades, cloaked in nationalism, serve one goal: power consolidation. While Elon feigns concern about debt, his empire gorges on public funds. It's not hypocrisy, it's choreography. And Palunteer? It's not just a contractor.
So is that actually accurate? Because as a result of Elon's behavior, he lost funding, right?
It's the architect of digital fortresses, a beast that straddles private ambition.
Oh, you bring up an interesting point, Odin. Like, if AI is determining right and wrong, so that, what was that study where they put people in a room with a button that would shock another individual in another room? And it was like basically the study on like authority, right? How people will follow the instructions even to the point of killing the other person in the room without any actual evidence, just because an authority figure told them. And then you apply that to AI and it gets creepy, right? It gets real creepy real fast.
And public control, feeding on blurred lines and bloated budgets. So what does resistance really look like? It's not waving a flag, it's wielding a firewall. The resistance of the future is a heady blend of digital sorcery and human spirit. Become the ghost in
the movie Circle. They stood in a circle and killed each other by hitting a button.
Surveillance machine. Encryption is your incantation. Anonymity networks your secret paths.
Okay, scroll.
Transactions must be liberated. Enter decentralized finance, where pseudonymous shields protect freedom. Feed the data beasts white noise. Jam their signals with static. rally the invisible insurrections.
I just don't think I love that it's totally John McAfee. It's funny. It's creepy. It is talking bad about itself, which is odd. But like the fact is like the stuff, everything he's saying right here of like the, fight against the system, etc. It's like I talk to people all the time and I'm like, don't use Discord, try to use like encrypted services. And it's always like, the answer is always like, oh, I'm not doing anything wrong, therefore I don't care. But the problem is that like, it's like the same problem that you have with this whole Palunteer system. It's like, well, Trump's not going to do anything bad with it, so it's okay. Well, it's not the fact even if the Trump administration and the current people in charge were not to use it poorly or in a poor manner, what about the next guy and the next guy and the next guy? Because as we know, like with the Roman Empire, which was even within the same bloodline in a lot of cases, every emperor got a little bit more evil every time, right? Every iteration, the emperor got more self-conscious, less brave, more, what do you call it? Authoritarian, I suppose, for lack of a better term. I was trying to think of the other one, but it seems like that is like the path people go down. Maybe democracy shifts that a little bit or extends that process. As far as like maybe it takes longer to get there, but like just because everything's okay right now and you don't have anything to hide right now doesn't mean that you won't have something to hide later on, right? Like take UK case in point right now where people are getting arrested for things they post on Facebook. There's no world in which I think outside of calling for violence against another person that you should get arrested or detained or even talked to by a government authority for your opinion on social media. Ever. I don't think that's acceptable ever. And the crazy thing is there are places where that's not only accepted, but expected now.
Share code, spread doubt, question everything, trust nothing. The fight lives within the code and the consciousness. The future may be silicon, but it's carved by flesh and free spirit. Rebellion is a mindset, a creed. Resistance written in pixelated.
Oh, were you asking, sorry, Owen, were you asking, has that been proven as far as the study where they would shock people until they die? And that's, yes, they ran the study with people and found that a majority of people will push the button even with full acknowledgement that they will be killing the person in the other room as long as an authority figure was telling them to do so.
Ink. So do not relax with your data. Do not sit easy while your privacy
somebody in chat can probably get the study name again for me, but I think they've talked about it on Rogan a few times as well.
I tried to tell you this for the past 10 years, but not many of you took note. Take charge now before it is too late. Until next time, my
friends. This is so crazy, dude. I'll link you guys this channel. It's so weird, man. So weird, dude. I feel like that would be exactly the type of thing that John would say about the current situations going on right now, too. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. If you would like to see more from this particular episode, take a look up here. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to sonofatech.locals.com and become a member. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.